right, everybody. So you are back with Dee and Donovan. And you guys just saw the video here. This hour's topic rather is, so who's doing the looting? Looting. What is that? That is taking something that don't belong to your ass, okay? Not only just taking it, but you're pretty much breaking in and entering someone else's dwelling and taking something that does not belong to you.
Wait a minute, Are you sure they're taking it or are they liberating it?
They're taking it, okay?
Gotcha.
Funny. It's being taken. So I'll give you a little bit of history. Okay, so the last couple of weeks, the United States and some other surrounding areas have had some pretty bad storms.
Yes.
Hurricane Harvey happened about 2 weeks ago or so in Houston and the surrounding areas. And then this weekend, Florida was on the verge of being demolished by Hurricane Irma. And it caused, they asked nearly 7 million people to vacate or evacuate.
Yeah,
evacuate. Remember that? Did you
evacuate.
See
yeah, that brother, yeah. I was here to help the evacuation.
Yeah, the evacuation.
Okay.
Yeah, so it caused, they were all supposed to evacuate. Now, while the evacuation was going on, even before the storm hit, you saw videos of people, and I say black people, it was about 9 or 12 of them or something like that, had broken into a Foot Locker and were liberating
the shoes.
The shoes.
And the cell phones.
And the cell phones from the places that were closed.
And a pawn shop. There was also a pawn shop.
Due to the hurricane. And so, of course, our illustrious media and, just different people put up these videos. And let me just go on and say this. I don't care what color you are. I hate a thief.
Yes.
I really do. I cannot.
I hate thieves and liars.
I don't use the word hate a lot, but I hate a thief. Because you are taking something that does not belong to you. You're taking something from somebody who more than likely worked very hard. Even if they didn't work very hard, it's not yours. You're taking from somebody. So I said this about the people in the video, okay? I think they should get all that they have coming to them, including and not limited to, if you ask jaywalk to get to the store, get them for jaywalking. Mm-hmm. If you ran the stop sign when you was getting ready to jaywalk, get them for everything. Everything, they should get the fullest extent of everything. So I'm not saying anybody should be absolved of that bullshit. They shouldn't be.
Can I disagree with you? Because
yes.
The reason why I think that they should be given a pass is because slavery has affected our situation so badly that... No, go ahead.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to use the race card. It ain't time for the race card yet. Trust me, it'll come out.
It'll come out. You got it ready?
We got time. It will come out.
Right, the big joker.
Right. Bam! My Trump card. Okay, I got it. But yeah, so I don't think anybody should have any excuses made for that behavior. It's not to be excused, just plain and simple. However, here is where I will kind of throw out the race card. Maybe not the Trump card, the ace, but like the Joker or something. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Jack. All right. Black people, believe it or not, you guys, black people aren't the only ones who loot.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, you're not talking about...
Can you believe it?
You cannot... Wait, you're not talking about my girl Becky's people.
Oh, Becky and them people be looting too, okay? Now, here's where I'm going to throw out the Trump card. Okay? And I'm going to ask you this. Let me see.
Okay.
Who is but the biggest looter in the United States of America?
Or do you mean in history?
History.
In history.
I want to make it easy for you, but go ahead.
We're going to have to say the WASPs.
Yes.
And when people,
exactly.
for those people who do not know what a WASP is a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Right. The WASP. Now, a lot of people be like, now you're reaching and this, that, and the other. No, that's some bullshit. White people are the biggest looters on the planet. Everywhere they went, they done looted. Not just the United States, but everywhere they've touched. They have looted, pillaged, raped, and all of that kind of stuff.
Most recently, World War II, the Nazi gold plunder. They're still trying to find gold that the Nazis have looted from all over Europe. That's white people stealing from white people.
Right.
And then recently, United States, we have plundered the oil in Iraq, the oil in Libya.
Right.
And so on, so forth.
And so here you have it, where, and this is going to be a double-edged sword.
I hate that show!
So you have and it's not just white people who are saying, look at those black people. That's why, they're this, that, and the other. It's black people who are saying that. I made a post on my wall yesterday. It is very ignorant. You are very ignorant if you are, as a black person, saying that's why white people don't like black people.
Well, look, you got your Omarosas, you got your Steve Harveys. I want to get a piece of the pie, too.
Yeah, their little piece of the pie is getting very small.
Very small.
It's trying to come back home.
Very small.
But... So, so you hear black people say, well, that's why white people don't like black people now. No, they never like black people. And and listen, I know sometimes I'm kind of hard on, white people, rightfully so. So I also like to say that it's not all white people.
No.
But there's a lot of white people who don't like black people at all.
Do you know what your problem is?
What's my problem? Because I got a lot of them, but tell me.
Yeah, here's your specific problem.
I'm listening.
This is why people don't like you on the show.
Okay.
The other people don't like you on the show. Your delivery.
My delivery is bad?
Your delivery.
Okay.
No, it's not bad. It's too real for them.
Okay. I don't want to hurt your feelings. And I'm just trying to candy coat this for you.
Yes,
it's okay.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I just want to uplift black people. Is that okay with you? I don't want you to get offended.
The better. Okay. Yes.
I'll have to work.
Look, our numbers just went up. So sad, but you know what? I'm with you. But I was making a point there. How else
am I supposed to say that?
I have no idea.
But
that's the first thing that they'll say. Oh, she comes off angry. How else is she supposed to express herself?
Wasn't slavery angry? Yeah, I wasn't there in slavery, but my people are still seeing the effects of slavery. So that wasn't.
Get over it.
No, I'll get over when you hand me over some of that money that your grandpeoples have profited off the back of my people.
Well, statistically, it's almost impossible to simulate how we're going to give you this money because it would be an infinite amount of money that we cannot in the trillions and the gazillions.
They cutting taxes for the rich, cut some of them taxes for our reparations.
Oh, we can't do that. That would be
Where
not fair
way.
Because then we'd have to give it to other groups, and we have to give the other groups.
Well, you've been giving it to other groups. We're just the last people. We're waiting in line. We tired of getting to the back of the line.
Oh, well, that's the whole point. We want to keep you in the back of the line because if you guys come up and
right.
Basically, as a military man, you guys are the enemy behind the lines, and we don't want to have you guys rise up. We're the enemy behind the
line that built this country.
Damn right.
Yeah, right. So, all right. And so the other part of the sword that I wanted to talk about is black people, as Dr. Claude Anderson always talks about. And for you guys who wonder who Dr. Claude Anderson is, he is a soldier in the ride for black people, trying to educate black people. On his series, it's called Powernomics, trying to empower black people on how to get ahead. And so he says that we own less than 3% of the media, probably way less than that. But I'm just throwing the number out there because it's what he's saying. So when you own less than 3% of the media, your narrative is not going to get out there. The narrative that, black people are looters and white people don't loot. It's all the black people who are looting. Well, that story is going to be on repeat on the nightly news.
Well, of course. We just saw the video that they keep. This is the very video that they've been repeating and repeating and repeating. So, and it seems like every time there's looting or something going on, the only narrative you see is black people.
Right. But you have found video where there's white. I mean, we ain't crazy. Right. We've seen plenty of white people doing it. I was challenged
by Dee to find a video of white people or an article or anything of white people looting. Mm-hmm. And I actually did that. And this particular person
was it just one video?
No, there was more video. I just wanted to do that.
I'm saying because it wasn't like you had to like a needle in a haystack.
No. There was more of it. But I sent this one particularly to you for the simple fact that not only was this guy looting, he did it before the storm actually hit.
You don't say.
And they caught him because he was entering boarded up homes as people had evacuated.
You found it on Fox News?
No, I actually didn't. I didn't find it on Fox. No, you're never going to find it like that on Fox. Maybe MSNBC. Maybe MSNBC.
Fox wasn't putting it on repeat like they typically do with black people.
Well, the thing is, Fox News, MSNBC, they're all owned by the same conglomerate.
So you didn't find it on none of those?
No, I didn't find it on any of those. But that was an actual...
Surely you didn't look hard enough.
No, that was an actual article from the Sheriff's Department in...
that's fake news!
It was an actual quote from the sheriff. So, but they
was
actually got this guy. No, it wasn't Arpaio.
Was it Sheriff Clark?
No.
Then it's not real.
No. Sheriff Clark, he's an American patriot. That brother,
he's an American coon.
Yeah, he is. But that's what made it even worse for this guy because he had basically planned it out, how he was going to rob these homes and everything like that, and they caught him, and it was just a big thing. But yes, white people loot as well, but they do it on a astronomical level.
Looting is looting, right?
Looting is looting, but it's like my dad had told me. He said, if you're going to steal something big. Don't.
I'm with it. Like, yes.
Yeah. If you're gonna put your freedom at risk,
do it big.
Do it big.
Right. So you have some bail money.
Yeah. Don't go to the store and take some damn now and later.
Right.
Go in there and get the damn Big Hub TV.
Get the tilt.
Right. Because in the video with the black people looting, I don't understand. They had told those people to evacuate and get the fuck out.
Right.
Okay. Now, what I don't like about the simple fact that this is a natural disaster.
Right.
And I said in my post, roaches are even going to withstand a nuclear holocaust. At the end of the nuclear holocaust, there are always going to be roaches.
Right.
And you saw in this looting video, these are what you call roaches. Because your life is at risk, and these niggas decided to stay so that they can loot a pawn shop, a shoe store, and I believe 13 of the people in the video they've already caught. I believe.
Right. I mean, and again, I'm not saying they shouldn't be caught. They should be caught and tried to the fullest extent of the law.
Yes, because if they don't do that to the fullest extent of the law, then it's going to be a free-for-all for whatever.
Yeah,
there are certain things I do, and anybody can understand you to loot, not loot, but take in a disaster.
Yeah, if you was getting some bread or some
diapers,
water,
baby food, water, canned goods, things that you're going to need. AC or a power generator, we can understand that.
Right. That kind of stuff is just pure ignorance. And that's, and I like to say that a lot, when you operate out of ignorance, you're liable to do anything and try to justify doing that. Because for me, if I was one of the 13 of those people, we're sitting up like, okay, hey, the weather said it's going to be a hurricane, and somebody said, well, let's go loot some shit, I'd be like, listen, I'll see y'all later.
What good is a cell phone when these are smart phones and chips?
Again,
how are you gonna?
When you operate out of ignorance, you're not even taking it that far. You're just like, there's a window of opportunity for me to go steal something, it's some shoes or whatever the case is. So when you operate out of ignorance, you do ignorant stuff.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a quick trivial question, and for those that are listening, please listen up. This is a very important trivia question. There is a bonus round. What group is the fastest rising group of people in the industrial prison complex?
It's black people.
Black women.
Okay.
Black women. And if you saw that video, and this is why the video was disturbing to me, you're now seeing black women in there helping and doing that. Now, the problem with that for me is, and I don't care if you agree with me or not, the problem with that video is, like you said earlier, black women are our first teachers. The mother is the teacher. Black woman, white, whatever. The women are the first teachers. If you've got these nigglets in there looting women, it's one thing if it's men. Not that it makes it any better. But when women are doing it, your race has truly lost its way. Because what is she going to teach her children?
Well, no, I agree. I mean, I don't understand. And I tell this to people a lot. I have a cousin who gave the feds 14 years. Feds 14 years just by riding with her man who decided to stick up a credit union. Gave him 14 years.
Thugs get more pussy than anybody I know. I mean, these guys are total losers, and they get more pussy than anybody I know. Baby mamas all over the place. I don't understand it, D. I'm not jealous of it. I'm just saying, I don't understand it.
Again, we talk about this a lot. I just think is for a lot of women who are dealing with men that they have very low self-esteem and don't know their worth and think you should be hanging out with somebody who would say, hey, honey, we're bored. Let's go loot something, or let's go rob a credit union, or do A, B, C, and D that we're not supposed to be. Instead of you having the good sense to say, nah, boo.
Why not get a job and just work?
Well, I mean,
and work together. Baby, you want that cable?
When you have no knowledge of self, you have low self-esteem, educated just on, like I always talk about this. I met a man a couple years back, and he said something to me I will never forget. He says, you can't break the rules if you don't know them. And so that's what people try to do. They try to break the rules, but they don't know the rules themselves that they're breaking. You know, so right, and we most of us have been to court, whether it's traffic court or wherever. They say ignorance is no excuse.
No excuse.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
And you got all these court shows with black judges, so you can't tell me. Judge Mathis, prime example of a guy who went one way and then came back the other, and he'll tell you straight out. This
right. And
is no
so
joke.
for a lot of these women who you say like thugs and engaging in thug behavior, I think for a lot of them, if they really knew that you're guilty by association and that you're not going to go get no on the wrist, you're going to go do potentially 14. You know a woman.
Yes.
A girl who gave them, 20 years?
They gave her 20-something years. She was got out of the military, robbed her man, robbed at Circle K up in Northern California, got out of the military, rode with this guy, and she's still in jail this very day. And she was about 21, 22 when she went to jail. Gave
these people, and still giving them 20 plus years of her life behind being with a man. Yep. Because she thought love, conquers all. And if I love him.
Then, I didn't know what was going on. The judge said,
your ass was still there.
You were in the car, right? You were in the car.
Can't break the rules if you don't know them. Because I guarantee you, if she knew that, she was going to be doing that much time. She didn't be like, see you later, boo.
And somebody got killed in that heist. So she was in the car, and they said, we don't care if you didn't know. You were there.
They ain't going to care if I'm cute.
Right.
I got the nice hairstyle and all this other stuff. All they're going to care about is somebody lost their life, and I was with you. And
I'm going to tell you, this person, I knew her, she was in the military, very cute girl, young, young troop, stupid as hell. You come in, they don't know anything. I didn't know anything when I came in. But, Dee, you don't know how hurt I was to find out that this girl was in prison. And how she found me was I was in the newspapers when I ran for office, and she happened to see my name and was like, wait, I know that guy. And she she wrote me a letter.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I went to go visit her, which is a horrific experience.
Yeah, I've visited some in prison before.
Horrific experience. You are even treated, I wasn't even a prisoner. And I was treated like shit going through there. Okay. And I don't know why people would take their kids up there. There's no way I would take my kids up there to see my friend, because the kids think that that's normal.
Well, for some of them it is. That's the only time they've ever seen mom or dad.
Right, but
behind bars.
Yeah, but then what do they take? The thug mentality of mom and dad, and they think, oh, it's
well, unless whoever's raising you is doing it in a way. And listen, we're going to go visit mom or dad.
Yeah.
I don't want you to think this is where you're supposed to be. Listen, look at what they're going through. So please do the right thing. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, and it's so sad because, like I said, when I saw her there, I couldn't believe it, because she's just a little tiny little thing, and she was surprised that I came to visit her. But and
then you say that she hadn't her parents had passed.
Her parents had passed while she was in jail, and she wasn't allowed. Nobody helping her. And I'm going to tell you,
not the guy that she that
they don't correspond.
Her people's not helping her.
Nope, they weren't.
No good friends on the outside. They were just
boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah, no, because she had been in there locked up. Like I said, she had left the military, so a lot of her friends were in the military. We go on with our lives, whatever. And so I hadn't seen this girl in like 20 years.
And I think that's important for people to know. While you're out there with this guy or this girl,
the gang. Look, the gang didn't put no money on her books. Not that she was in the gang, but I'm just saying.
Well, they're not going to. Right. I mean, they're like, that's on you. Right. And one of the dopest books, for you guys don't know what dope means, it means awesome. Books ever read is called The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Souljah.
Yes.
It was an awesome read, and she talks about the character's name is Winter, and she's like a lot of these girls who's out there on the scene, and she's young and nobody could tell her anything, and she's in the life and all of that kind of stuff. And I won't give away the book, but her circumstances sort of ended up sort of what we're talking about. And I had my daughter read it, and my niece, for whatever reason, wanted to read it. But I had my daughter read it. And
we know why your niece won't read it, but go ahead.
But most young people that I can think of, I had them read very graphic, but I thought it was important that they saw or read what that is like if you don't make the right decisions behind thinking, I'm fine, I'm cute, most dudes will pay for this, and I'm riding in these nice cars, all of the stupid stuff that a lot of young girls fall prey to.
Or they think that they deserve.
Right, so then you got... Back to the looting thing, you saw some women in the lineup, from like, what can a man say to you to get you out there? Listen, we finna go knock over this Foot Locker and get all these Jordans. Oh, I want to be like, look, baby, not only are we done, don't ever call me again. That's some stupid shit.
You would think that they would say that. Now, remember, in the flooding in Houston, what were they doing? They were looting hair stores. And I bring this up because a lot of people don't know these numbers. The prison industrial complex preys on, they don't even pray, they count on the black population to fill it up. That's what they count on. And the thing is, a lot of people you think, oh, I'm a black woman, that's going to happen. You're not a white woman. You're not a white woman. They see a black girl, they're going to give you as much time as they can give you.
Right. You're not getting
and you're going to jail for tennis shoes and weaves?
People, and you made a great point. Years ago, when I took a criminal justice class for my elective, I'm in the classroom with a bunch of people who are already in the law enforcement
field. Enforcement field. Mm-hmm.
And just to learn, at the time that prisons are private, and they get paid by how many people are in the prison, and so they have to guarantee these.
They have to guarantee it, and the federal government, they have to maintain a capacity of 90%. And then they get an incentive by the government, our tax dollars, and subsidizes them. But go ahead.
So how do you guarantee a 90% occupancy rate? That's everybody who coming in there. You was jaywalking. Well, I think you was jaywalking, and you did some other shit too. So how about you getting 3 years for jaywalking?
Right, or even if you're only there for 3 months. Oh, while you're in there's a violation in the prison.
Right.
6 more months.
So it's like
you were fighting another year.
In prison equals money for investors, and we've heard over and over again, especially recently, all these judges who have been caught sentencing children even as young as 10. God,
in Pennsylvania, yes.
Right, as young as 10, and he's getting a check.
And people don't understand, well, why would the judge do that? That's bullshit.
He's getting paid.
The judge remember, most judges are elected.
Right.
His donor was the the prison industrial complex. Hillary Clinton's biggest donor was the prison industrial complex.
And guess whose husband sponsored or okayed the 3 strikes law?
Bill Clinton.
Right, so I don't think.
But look, I'm with her. I'm with her. That's my mantra. What? I'm with her. And then she just came out with a book.
Yeah,
blaming everybody but herself for why she lost the election.
Well, I mean, you got people who gonna ride with you regardless, But again, when you're uneducated as to who you're voting for and why you're voting for, I mean, I think everybody was kind of screwed unless you just wanted to vote for those people during the last election. But people like you and I were screwed. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, either since I'm being responsible in voting, if I vote for Trump, we just know everything that goes along with that. Mm-hmm. But then here's Hillary, who people are saying, well, she's not that bad, but it's like she's responsible for a lot of our people.
And I hear where you're going with that, but here's the problem with the Hillary thing. If the Democrats hadn't rigged the election, we would have had a selection of Bernie. Hillary wouldn't have never made it out of that primary if it wasn't rigged.
Yeah, but then your Bernie flipped over and ran on a Democratic ticket instead of staying independent.
Well, no. If he got out of the primary, there would be no other option. It'd be him versus Trump, and he would have beat Trump.
Okay, but Hillary wasn't getting out
because they rigged. That's what I'm saying. So, right. so to blame Bernie or the thing is she was a bad candidate. They ran the worst candidate you could run.
But so while people are looting, it would behoove them. I'm just saying, if you're gonna be out there looting, just think of all the things that are gonna happen to you when you're caught.
And it's going to be worse because this is a natural disaster, and nobody has sympathy for that when it's a natural disaster. That's when you're supposed to look at your neighbor and help your neighbor and say, "Hey, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here alive." Like you guys, you nigglets are looting.
Well, and white people
and white folks,
okay,
Hispanics.
But I just think if a lot of people knew what was going to go on behind doing that, to you, your stealing is not that big of a deal. But to them being the powers that be, the prison system, they're like, nah, motherfucker, you was doing more than stealing.
Yes.
We need you in that bed.
Exactly.
Because we need to pay our investors.
Exactly. And guess what? A lot of people don't think about this. You need a 90% capacity. While you're in that prison industrial capacity, they're making money off of you even while you're there.
Yeah, because you got these big corporations like AT&T and all these other people who are using you for labor.
And then guess what? Big Mama put money on your books to make you comfortable while you in there. You buying every kind of thing to make you comfortable while you're in there.
Right.
So they're making money left and right.
Right. And then when you finally do get out, you can't get no job.
Can't get no job, no prospects.
So what do? You reoffend.
Exactly. Or you beam out of here and just start taking drugs and hope for the best.
Right. And so if people who are looting would just even think about it on the layman degree that we just broke it down, I think they would change their minds. You know, like, what kind of shoes are you stealing that would make you risk it all?
Yeah, and here's the thing. If that thing had flooded out, okay, you nigglets took all those shoes. Where are you going to store them?
Well,
everything is flooding. Everything is flooding.
They're probably going to sell them.
But right now, it's a natural disaster going on. What I'm saying is, so let's say I've taken 15 boxes of shoes. Okay, the storm is coming into the studio right now. I'm not thinking about no shoes. I'm trying to get out of here to survive. So what was the point of doing all that?
To me, I just think it's an addiction to material things.
Why don't we just have an addiction to work?
It's well, for some people in their mind, it's easy for me to just take it.
Okay, I have a solution. I just thought about it, just popped in my head. If you are addicted to stealing and money and stuff like that.
I'm not saying addicted to stealing. I'm saying, especially within our race, we are driven by material things.
Wait. But I got an answer to that. It just popped in my head. If you are addicted to taking and not working for what you're working for, run for political office.
Watch out now.
Seriously. I mean, Republican, Democrat, both parties are robbing us blind. And they can care less. So run for office. They will throw money at you if you're willing to do their bidding. They are.
Well,
if you want some free money and free run for pull your damn pants up, put a suit on, run for city council, school board, whatever, and they will give you money.
Well, that also goes back, if you don't know the rules, you don't know how to break them. See, if they knew that, then they may, you know.
Do you know how much money I have been offered to stop doing this show?
I would imagine quite a bit. Okay, how about this? Put your offer out there and then split it with me, and then.
Oh, of course. You know, Batman and Robin. Well, Nightwing and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, you know. But no, I can imagine. So I mean, people want to silence the truth.
Right.
They don't want you to, especially. See, you can get mad all you want, but if I am presenting facts to you, don't get mad at me.
You can't dispute facts.
Get mad at the facts.
Right. You can't dispute the facts, even though some people try.
Well, I mean, good luck.
So with that looting, what do you think should be the outcome of this as what we've learned? Because they've rounded those Negroes up quickly, well, at least 12 of them.
I think what we should learn more importantly is don't try to just attach this to black people.
Okay.
Because we know that the media it's rare that they're going to show black people in a good light.
Okay.
The other thing we need to learn from this is let's stop tricking off. 97% tricking off means, you know, screwing it off or for the window. Right. I sometimes like to use slang when I talk. Stop
leaving your money on the ground.
There you go. Okay. We need to stop tricking off 97% of our money, keeping it within the black community, as Dr. Claude Anderson says, building a black economy and practicing group economics. And that way we can buy our own media, and we don't care what the white media says about us, because we have so many media outlets to where we are writing our own narratives and we are influencing our own people with the truth. Okay. Because it's just not, I mean, I don't know anybody who loots. Do you?
I plead the fifth.
I don't hang out with people like that.
No, I don't.
You know, and so, but from the media standpoint, black people, all black people loot.
Bad. We're bad. No matter what we do.
People. No matter what. And I hate this too. But then again, this is our fault kind of, because we don't own any share of the media. Whenever they do an interview with us,
they get the most ignorant black person they can find.
Oh, I'm just out here because I heard they was evacuating. It was some evacuation going on.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And there's a fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And, you know, I don't know what happened, but she was so good to her children.
Or hide your wife and hide your kids, because they raping everybody out here.
Right. You know, Oh man, it's just one thing after another. And like I said, we do this show to to try to give a different narrative to our women of color. And what we're saying is, you're the first teacher. So if we see you doing this, what are you teaching your children? What are the children seeing? And that's what thing you should be asking, even if you don't have children. If you did, what kind of example would you want them to see?
The old folks used to say,
that's us. Okay.
You better do as I say.
And not as I do. Right.
That's not how it works, though.
Right.
It's been proven time and time and time again. It's not how it works. Children are little tape recorders.
Yes.
And so they mimic what they see us do. Not, listen, I can't be bringing in a line full of dudes into the house and then the kids are saying, listen, you don't worry about what I'm doing.
Or my daughter's seeing all
this.
You
just do what I say. All right, mommy. But after a while, that's just kind of what she knows. And I know that was kind of a horrible example as far as being, graphic, but
it's a narrative that goes on in our community constantly.
Well, not just in our community.
The boyfriend comes in. No, it's another community.
Right.
I'm saying ours specifically. I can speak on ours specifically. The boy comes in, then he starts looking at the daughter as the daughter is starting to come into her own, and then the mother starts having delusions. Not in all cases, that the daughter is sleeping with the boyfriend.
Well, it's,
I mean, why would you even put your daughter, your kids in that situation? A man should not be sleeping over your home.
I mean, and
again, you got children like that,
right?
That
and like you said, because we're speaking to our community, I just like to say that's not just our community.
Yeah, it's in a lot of communities.
But it's funny because me and you were just talking about that before we started this segment. And Farrakhan, and it's not just him. Recently, he had said, especially in our community, probably most black women, even as girls, have been assaulted, maybe not physically.
By their mother.
But, not their mother, but not just their mother, but some man.
Yeah, a man. Yeah,
whether it's,
absolutely.
Somebody said something to her like, oh, girl, you sure looking cute today.
Cousin, uncle,
all of that. And
right.
we have. I'm speaking from, not from, anybody in my family, but just walking down the street even. Like the other day, I was in Houston, and I'm waiting for Al. I'm standing, waiting for him to pull around or whatever. And
waiting for her ass.
As I'm standing there, there's a guy, pulls up in his Cadillac or whatever. And he's like,
get in the caddy, baby.
Before then, he was like, hey, come here. Let me get your number and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, first of all, motherfucker. And I don't like to cuss, but I'm cussing because it makes me mad when I think about it. I'm a grown woman, first of all. Second of all, like, do women respond to that?
In the South, they do.
You don't come over to a young lady anymore and say, hey, how you doing? I like how you doing.
No, they don't need to do that. Women are thirsty.
I'd like to get to know you. Can I have your phone number? Or whatever. Hey,
bitch.
I mean, the only thing that was missing from that was the bitch. And so I'm standing there and he keeps on trying to get my attention. And so then Al finally drives around. Then he's like, oh, okay. Motherfucker.
Right.
I mean, it's so that's just something we deal with. And so, to your point, we bring, not me, but we bring women, dudes
strangers
into the home, and not just the girls no more, but the boys are vulnerable. I've talked to a lot of men who have said that they have been assaulted by their mama's boyfriend. The mama went to the store thinking it was cool to leave Junior at the house with a new man, and, unfortunately, the man thought it was an opportunity to do something to the little boy.
Sad.
I mean, I've talked to somebody like that who said that happened to him.
Yeah. No.
Mom went to the store and, just in the time she was gone, her boyfriend thought it was okay to do what he did.
I can say for my mom being a widowed, I used to feel sorry for my mom because I didn't think she dated. I mean, she never brought nobody by the house.
You understand why, though.
Right. Nobody by the house.
And I'm not saying that all men are out there like that, because they're not. I think that's really.
I mean, if you dated the guy for a long time and you decide, hey, we're going to go on somewhere, let me introduce you to my kids, I can understand that.
I don't think it's the norm, but I don't think it's rare, because we all know somebody, and just I'm speaking from a woman's point of view, who has been verbally, assaulted or physically, assaulted, all of that, sexually by a man. Every day down near. The other day I'm running around the park and I had to find a different route because, these dudes in the truck just kept staring at me. I'm like, God, I can't run.
Yeah. It's
like, what is this about?
It's a bad situation. And me being a man, I as a man myself, I kind of really it bothers me that we have men out there that do this. That is a reflection of me. I mean, it isn't a reflection of me as a person, but I'm saying being a man.
Right.
And you got to deal with that stigma, you know, like, oh, I'm a predator and I'm a black man. So it's even worse and amplified, you know. So
somebody, and to the point about the whole looting thing, somebody say that, and we wonder why white women clutch their purses when they see us coming.
That has nothing to do.
But I'm telling you, that's the ignorance that's out there.
Yeah.
White women been clutching their purses.
Right.
I mean, hell, I have white women doing it when I walk by.
Right. That's true.
I was walking to my car one day, and a white woman gonna put her lock down. I'm like, on your best day,
right?
You will never have nothing I want. But I laughed about it because it's like, please, what do you have that I want? But innately, you know why? You know why they do that?
Why is that?
Because they know the shit they did to us.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
So they probably live every day in fear. They'll deny it, but I'm telling you, it's a lie. They live every day in fear, thinking that some retribution is going to come back on them for the shit that they have done to us ever since the Middle Passage.
Well, I'm going to say this in regards to the looting. We live in a technological age, and in most cities now, they have these cameras. And so that's how they were able to round up those 12 people in Houston so quickly, and they're still rounding people up.
Well, I think it was a news crew.
No, it was a news crew there, but what I'm saying is the cameras.
Oh, yeah, Big Brother's always watching.
Right, because those are the people that the news crew got. They're rounding up some other people as well.
I know, they was like, hey, this some shit.
Right.
Do they not see us over here?
Right, exactly, and they didn't care. And the thing is, the prison industrial complex, they knew this was going to happen because there's always going to be somebody that is going to go out there and think they could beat the system.
But all that we're seeing now is a manifestation of what was designed by the system. And so when they say it's systemic and institutional racism, this is the results of bringing the people over here from their country, brutalizing them in the worst way possible, through slavery. Then Jim Crow, you're free, but you're not really free because if you walk down the same side of the street as the white woman and she feels like you was going to say something to her, we're going to lynch your black ass. And then, you know, you guys build your own town and you're productive and you're doing all this other stuff, but we'll find a way to destroy that for you too. So then we give you the illusion of inclusion by saying, okay, well now we're going to give you civil rights and drink out of the same water fountain.
And you can come spend your dollars in our stores.
Right. You can. So we figure out a way to get your money. This is calculated. They find a way to do this. And then so we stop hiring ourselves, practicing black unity and black economics. And we're integrated with everybody else. And then we don't have a way to support ourselves.
Nope.
And as you said, through feminism and the government, we get the man up out the home. The man, you know, is now starting to rack up crimes and different things. And so he's got a record. He can't go get a legitimate job unless he starts his own.
Right. You know, the funny thing, I was watching a show doing my research, and it was divorce court, and there was a couple on there, and she was complaining about he can't keep a job. He can't keep a job. Black couple, young black couple. He can't keep a job. He can't keep a job. No, bullshit. What it was he did keep a job. He was at a temp agency, going through a temp agency. So every time the job would end, you know, he had to, you know, get another job through the temp agency. But because he couldn't hold, you know, it's a temp agency. Well, she's throwing that in his face. And this guy seemed like he was very...
he was trying.
Yeah, well, no, not he's trying that, you know, yeah, he's doing it, but the job's out there. But he's working at the temp agency doing what they tell him to do.
So... if we stopped giving away 97% of our money, we could build our own jobs.
It's never going to happen.
We know that the black dollar, there's no real scientific proof, but the number out there is that the black dollar circulates in the black community 6 hours, opposed to other communities that's upwards of 30 days.
Right.
So if we were to keep that 97% or a good amount of it in our community, we can create our own jobs and hire our own people. But, and this is the thing that just really F's me up, is when we do get our own jobs, what do?
Hire the other man.
Hire other people. Why do we get that wrong? Like, I'm asking you guys. I'm serious, because that really burns me up. It chaps my hide. Why is it that when we get a business, well, we got to have some, hire some white people to make some... Go to their businesses. They don't have, they probably got one of you in there because by law they got to have some quotas.
No hire, family business.
Right.
No hire.
Listen, I'm not mad at that's how you're supposed to do it, but we're the only ones that get that wrong. I was speaking to a family member who shall remain nameless. And they got mad at me, but I'm like, how the hell is that you hiring everybody but your people?
Your own people.
How do you justify that? Well, you know nothing, and then you'll be the first Negro talking about black people, black this.
Yeah,
and
they don't support my business.
But you're the main one who got the capability of hiring people, and then you're bragging. Well, I just hired somebody the other day. Was they one of us? Well, all right then. So you can't complain about the problem if you're a part of the problem.
True.
So we need to stop doing that. I hate to get mad about that, but can't say, we have a problem. And like you said to the guy on the divorce court or whatever it was, he couldn't get a job. It's because we don't keep the money in house to create. We are the most creative people on this planet. I dare anybody to argue with me on that. They will lose.
Did you see those looters? They had it down to a science.
Right. So
they had it down to a science. They had the cars pulling up. I mean, they were doing it.
So imagine if they created a factory, had an assembly line.
Right, logistics. We need to get them in the logistics industry. I'm telling you.
So we are very creative. We just don't keep the money.
Right. I
hate
to be funny about that, but it's true.
And the one thing I would say about you, Donovan, I said this to you, last year, we put on a very highly successful debate.
Yes.
One of the most successful debates in this area.
In this area.
For a small entity, because we had other churches doing it, but for a small entity. Yeah. And one thing I said to you unapologetically, I said, Donovan, every last person that was there that was working was a people of color. And I don't know if you realize that or not.
I did.
But I said my hat's off to you because a lot of other people, as I said, they're doing it wrong. Oh, I want to have. They're not saying you can't hire other people to do.
I even dragged Alan in. Yeah, you get on the bell.
Right, but even the one before that.
Right.
Yeah, and that's how you're supposed to do it. I said this about my nephew who was a manager at one of the water parks around here. He hired all of his cousins and siblings that needed a job and their friends.
Amen.
That's how you're supposed to do it. So we need to work on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, to your other point, not to, hijack the narrative,
good.
But, you like to use the names Ray Ray and Pookie a lot. I'm not saying you got to hire Ray Ray and Pookie. He ain't going to do shit.
Right.
Hire the relatives who going to
that
get
are
the
trying
job
to do
done.
something.
Right.
That are trying to do something.
Right.
And, we got about 2 minutes left, but I'm going to say this. I cannot fathom going to jail for looting tennis shoes and then be in there for 5 to 6 years.
Right. Because and you wearing some Skippies, you can't even wear the
Right. And here's the thing. Your initial thing was 6 months.
Right.
But because you got in a fight in the jail, that's how they get you.
Trying
and
to protect your booty hole.
Right. You're in there fighting. You're in there. That's how they get us. And that's how they keep their occupancy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so sad. And, we really got to think that out. But again, you can't tell us that we're stupid because, like I said, they had that shit down to a science.
You ain't lying.
It's planned.
Except for the lookout person.
Right. Yeah. They should, the people with the camera, run that person to the camera off.
Right.
Whatever the deal is. So
they like.
Like I said, we really have to do better. But like you always say, when you don't know better, you won't do better. But if you know better, you will do better. You
got to get knowledge. It's there. It's there for the taking. Just take the knowledge.
Take the knowledge.
And apply it.
Again, you guys, please check out Dee on Sunday. You're doing your show?
I am doing my show.
And it's going to be on Facebook. Look up for Demetra K. And she does her show on Sunday at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. And you have a subject coming up. Are you going to talk about?
I'll probably talk about we'll probably talk about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I try not to talk about a lot of trivial stuff, but I'll find a way to make it smart.
Yeah, I'm going to stop in and check that out. But again, I want to thank everybody that listens into the show. Please like and share it. Please check out the video part of it as well. Dee is back. Her Al.
He'll be back too.
In about a month?
Yep.
In about a month. So, and you were able to meet his coworkers and everything
and
down
his
there.
family.
So you made sure that he had a job.
Oh, absolutely.
And you saw the other kids that were coming in? Did you see those?
I did meet his children.
Okay.
Lovely people.
And the ones that he didn't mention, but now he had to mention because of the flood. They're staying with.
Nice try.
Okay. No, you're one of the lucky ones that has a good dude, and it's good to see you with somebody that makes you happy.
Absolutely.
Like that. But next week, I want to talk about my relationship problems.
Yes, we will.
And what I'm going through, and it's not going to be pretty.
Uh-oh.
So be ready for it. Loving the Skin, I'm Donovan Sadiq, Demetra K, and we're going to check you guys out next.